What we're demonstrating is, unlike body condition score, which is historical information that might take 2 or 3 months for a cow to either lose or gain a body condition, we're showing essentially what her nutrient intake is, the quality of her nutrient intake is in the last 48 to 72 hours by evaluating her fecal pad. This is a fecal pad that's extremely high in terms of quality. The cow's selectivity in terms of both energy and protein can be looked at in this pad, both chemically, analytically, but also just by evaluating it physically as it lays here on the ground. The first thing that you can see is that it lays out very smooth, very flat, almost like a dinner plate, not like a pie. That means that there's very few structural carbohydrates left in that cow pie. It's almost all totally digested, and if it's digested, then it's absorbed. Remember that the cow's able to select a diet very high in protein and very high in energy from a mixed variety of species and plants like she has here. And if you look at this particular pie, if we just scrape the top of it off, you can see that it's green. It's turned brown because of the heat today. But as you look at it, you see that it's very moist, very wet, okay? An extremely fresh pie. But the main thing that we want to talk about here is in terms of its overall indication of quality. A pie that lays like this would be an indicator of a diet that's at least 20% in crude protein, as good as a range cube, half as good as that as cottonseed meal, and probably better than 70% digestible dry matter, which is as good as nearly any feed yard ration. Now let's compare that to a diet quality that's somewhat lower, and that was probably something that these cows had this past winter. This is an old dry pie, probably from the past winter. You can see that this is just part of it, that it's very clumpy, it's very tightly bound, that's a lot of undigested carbohydrates, a lot of fiber that was not broken down by the cow, was not broken down by the environment. That's a very poor quality diet, probably indicative of a protein content of less than 7% and an energy content of about 45% or less. I wish we had a fresher example to show you, but diet quality is extremely high in this pasture. What you're trying to shoot for is something similar to this, but stay away from a diet quality that's represented by manure piles like this.